Right, welcome back everybody. We're back on the Mondeo and I've purchased another ECU. I bought the full kit, the ring around the ignition barrel and the key fob, and they are both the same numbers on there, so it's identical ECU. So what we're going to do is we're just going to swap all the parts about. Soppy's bought a new ring. Come here, Soppy. Right, so tell them about your ring.
We've got one of these. This is only a little tester for the induction coil on the key. We just want to see if we're getting a patching system signal there. You put the key through there, turn the ignition on, and this thing should flash. That shows that it's looking for a pat key system, apparently. We've tested it on his car. It flashes once on his ST220. The bloke on the YouTube video we looked at, he's flashed twice, but we know his car works. On this Mondeo, it might flash once. So we're going to just try that after we put the ECU in. It's the same code number as he said. We don't know about resetting it yet. We don't know about if it's going to be paired up with other items like injectors and stuff like that. We're playing it by ear. Worst case scenario, we'll have to get someone round with the correct diagnostic equipment who can rewrite the software on the ECU, but that's at the last resort. So we're just going to try this and see how we go.
Let's get involved.
Let's get down and dirty.
And we're going to start now.
3 YouTubers we've done there. See if you can work out who they are. Do it again, Gary. Look.
Huh?
Do it again. So the 3 YouTubers are... Go on, you do your first one.
Let's get involved.
That's one YouTuber. This one, let's get down and dirty. And then we're going to have a look at it.
Right
now.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're not going to bother putting the ECU in its house down there at the minute. It don't need to go in there. We're just going to sit it up here on the bay and go from there. Right then, so we've put the ECU back in its house.
House?
We've plugged the ECU back in and bolted it up. Well, I don't know. Should we replace that ring around the ignition first, or we're going to go?
Need to. Right, so coming back in here, how these things work? You put that.
Hold on.
What?
Different ECU. I need the other key.
Oh,
take that.
He got a key. He got a key with that ECU, folks. So he's got to go and get that one. He's got to change the transponder over. Right, so that's your normal car key. That's the new transponder ECU key fob rather. So he's going to take the blade off of that key. Give me your original blade, and he's going to put the new one that seems to be paired with this ECU.
Right, so put that one with that key. That's both of them then.
Right, they're your normal original keys then, which technically shouldn't be paired with this device right there. So you put your key through this fob. It's got a little neon LED there. Sorry, not a neon, a little LED. You put the key in, and what we're looking for is to flash when I turn the ignition on. Did it flash?
I didn't see nothing.
Oh.
No flashing. The ignition's on, but there's no flashing. Which means that it's not asking to pair up with that key.
Or that transponder ain't
So I'll try and start it?
Yeah.
It's in neutral, I don't think it's going to start. It's still running!
It's running!
It's running!
Hey?
The car's running! What?
Can't be that easy.
No!
Give it a blip.
I can't get my foot on the pedal!
He's got excited, look.
What's the old... Listen. You're having a bloody laugh.
And that's been to Ford?
No, that can't be right.
Can't
Surely.
be
There's
that
no
easy.
warning lights up.
It can't be that easy.
Take it round the front and show him, quick. Show it running before it cuts out. Fuck. You, hold on, let's come around here. Folks, look at that. Look, it's running. We've only just changed the ECU over. There's no mapping it in.
Nothing.
There's no coding.
That can't be it.
That's it.
What do you reckon?
I reckon I can't move down.
50 quid, and that's been to several garages. I can't believe that. All we've done is change the ECU over. That was a replacement ECU in there, but it's obviously a duff one as well.
That can't be it. That can't be it.
I told you I'll fix it.
Hey? Well, you know what that means then, don't you?
What?
get them shifted. We're going to test it on the road.
It's running. All right, when we go to lock the key on the key fob, it's not locking at the moment, but surely we just got to code that in. Listen how quiet that engine is. That's unbelievable.
It can't.
So we've just, we're going to slip this ECU in properly now, and we'll bolt it in place because you've got to push it in from the inside and bolt it in from the outside. So we'll do that, and then we'll just give it a little test run because it's not run for months and months. She's just put 50 quid in the ST220, and she now 40 quid in the Astra, 90 quid's worth of petrol. But no, hold on, this has got 3/4 of a tank of petrol in it.
No.
Happy days. Right, we'll put this back together, folks, and then we'll just have a quick little ride in it and just see if it seems to be working all right. We've still got to program the key into the door locking system, but that should be straightforward. So we'll see you in a minute. Just as an update, we found out that when he ordered the ECU and the key and the coil for the steering lock, the ignition module, we haven't changed that, don't forget. I didn't think you needed to change that. But he also got this thing, which is the little box that sits on top of the ECU, and this apparently is the door lock mechanism
For the central locking, yeah.
for the central locking, which is probably coded to that key.
To that ECU, yeah.
Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll change that. That's hanging down there, as you can see at the moment, which is still keyed up to his old one, which is probably why the central locking don't work. So we just turn that off for a minute, like that. We'll unplug that, put that one in, and then see if the central locking works. So we'll just do that and get back to you.
Right then, so we've just changed the central locking box.
Right. We tried the key, but the key never worked, did it?
It didn't work. So
It worked the car, but when we stood outside and pressed to lock the car, it didn't lock the car. So what we've done, we put the key in the ignition, we turned it to position 2 4 times quickly, and then back to the off position. There was an audible bleep, and then we pressed one of the key buttons to set, hopefully, the central locking on the key, because that was the thing that weren't working. So we get outside, we'll shut this up now. We know the key starts the car, but will the central locking now work? We've changed that module and programmed the key.
yep.
Car is now locked. Happy days. So we've now got that key programmed. So we've got the old blade, because you had 2 old keys with this. So we're going to take one of the new the old transponder key. We know that one works. So you need 2 keys programmed, so it says, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a good known working one. So let's open that up. So that's opened. So we've got this key, which is another key with the old transponder in it, isn't it?
Yep.
So we don't know whether this is going to start the car. Let's try that. Now, as you see there, look.
Oh, it's gone rapid flashing again, isn't it?
With that key, this key isn't programmed, you see. So there is a procedure to program that key, which we may have to do now. But what's this transponder here then?
That's the other one. That's the actual original one, so I'd prefer to do that one, to be fair.
That's the original.
Aftermarket.
Right, okay, so this one might flash again, multi-times. See the multi-flashing? That shows that that key isn't paired to that. So we've got to somehow program this key now to this ECU if we want 2 keys. So that's the situation we're in now. But at the moment, everything seems to be fine with that key. We can drive the car, and happy days, because it's now running. It saves you a fortune, and we got this car for nearly, well, next to nothing, scrap money.
Yep.
Right, so we've logged into the patch system because that second key didn't seem to be programmed to the patch system. So we went into FORScan, we got into the service procedure menu for patch, and it said that it only had 2 stored keys, whereas the other one, if you remember rightly, said it had 225 stored keys. So that was, we've only got 1 stored key, obviously. So we clicked on to generate an in code, which means that we can then add another key. It said we had 2 stored keys. We entered spare keys programmable enabled. We then took the key out, what it said, put the new key in, and then press the button, and it said, right, take the key out, go back in, and now it's got 3 stored keys. So we've added a key, and when we turn this is the new key, or the key which didn't work. As you can see, if we look over at the lights now, when we put the ignition on, that isn't rapid flashing anymore. So with a bit of luck, we should be able to start the car with this key. And happy days, there we go. That's the second key. That's the first one we already had programmed.
So I'll make one then with that one.
So we take that one out.
No magic.
We put this one back in. This is the first original one. We've now got 2 keys programmed using the FORScan software. It generated its own encode in there, and hey presto, the job is now done. This has taken us probably about an hour, but don't forget we didn't know what was happening with regards to other people who have looked at it. The delivery bloke who dropped the van off, the car off to us, said that it'd been on several journeys with him, going back and from the garage. It went to a Ford garage. The car was used for a little period of time, and then it all went again. The reason why we think it went again is because that second ECU that they put in, we believe that water had got in via that scuttle panel there, and water had ingressed as we saw in the old ECU, and as a result of that, that ECU played up as well. So I don't know what they mean about you have to get all your injectors coded up and stuff like that. We haven't done any of that. All we've had to do is to marry up the new locking system module on top of the new ECU. We paired them up together. Again, no coding needed. The only thing we've had to recode is the key or one of the spare keys, which we've just done now, and we use FORScan to do that. FORScan is a free downloaded bit of software, and we've been able to do that key programming on that. We did try the 4 turns, what they show you on the handbook, where you take the first key, the good key, or call it the master key, 4 clicks, and then you enter it bleeps, and then you enter the key adding mode, and then you take your spare key, press the button on that one, you get another bleep, but that didn't work. We had to use FORScan, as I say, to get over that and actually add the key in FORScan. Happy days. He's got a working car with 2 working keys now, full stop. Right, this is it, folks, the test drive. Not moved in many a month, this thing.
Still MOT'd, this is.
Still MOT'd.
Why, isn't it?
And it should drive like a new car. Everything appears to be working. There's no fault lights on the dash at all.
Check the brakes. A bit rusty.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of rust on the brakes, which you expect. But the actual drive of it is how many miles? 37,000 on the clock.
Yep, 230.
Unbelievable. So we weren't 100% sure, obviously, what we were doing, folks. We knew how to operate the software, the FORScan software. We knew where the ECU was. We had the patch codes, as you know, which we could read. But the diagnosis and the things that we were looking at were you can't put a new ECU into a car without programming all the injectors and all the other modules and stuff like that. But we've just put it straight in. The key that come with it, which was a known good key, worked straight away. And then we had the issue where the second key, one of our keys, didn't work at all, and we had the same light flashing. And we tried to turn it on and off, as we said to you before, and that didn't even work. So we had to go into the FORScan software and reprogram a new key into the system. Only 2 were registered on it, as we said to you. And then once we programmed it, it came back and we went into the patch programming key system, and that said that it had 3 keys. So we'd actually successfully programmed the key that didn't pair up using the handbook procedure. So there you go. What's it drive like?
It's alright, it's up to temperature, nice and tight.
As I say, 37,000 miles in a Mark III Mondeo is absolutely fantastic. Running all right. There's no sign of any hesitation at all, is there?
No. Smooth, isn't it?
Going an absolute treat, folks.
Right then, that's a bit shorter than we expected. We didn't think it was going to go that simple, did we?
No, the thing is, when we tried to turn the key, to program the second key, I think the reason why it didn't work is because when we went into the FORScan software, we had to go into spare key enable. In other words, there's a way of disabling, so you can't do that from the handbook method, which they show you in the handbook. So we had to enable spare keys programmable so that we can enable it, and that's what we did, and then we was able to program it using the FORScan software.
So what this is going to get now, it's going to get a detail because it's covered in moss. I want to just check these drain holes just to make sure they're not blocked, I'm gonna leak.
But you have covered up the ECU.
Yeah.
Because it sits under the scuttle there, and he's covered that with a black bag for the moment, in case the drain areas are blocked, which he will look into, because water obviously has gotten into that second ECU by the looks of things and caused it to fail again. But that's what we think anyway.
And
that was backed up by the water in the ECU.
well, yeah.
There you go.
And it'll have a bit of a service, and it'll be on the road for Stacey, that one. So the Astra and the ST220 will be coming up for sale in the near future. So if you want one, drop a comment down below. Because he wants them off the drive. I can't store them here anymore.
I need to do my own projects, and I want to get on with them now.
Let's call it a wrap then. So if you haven't already,
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel.
And Retro Restore.
Butler's Empire.
And Project Man.
And until next time,
we'll see you about.